Hey friend, Colin here from Sumthins Recording, and today I'm going to show you how to set up and use sidechain compression inside of Presonus Studio One. We're going to be walking through setting up sidechain compression here inside of Studio One today using just the stock compressor inside the DAW. And this is going to help you build a stronger relationship between instruments in your track and create more space inside of the mix. But before we dive in here, if you're ready to go a little bit deeper into the mixing process in its entirety and really start to hone your workflow as an audio engineer, then I have just the thing for you. It is my 7-step mixing checklist, and it's just a simple PDF that will walk you through the entire mixing process step by step to help you get professional and radio-ready mixes without any more of the hassle and without any more of the guesswork. It is a completely free guide, and you can download it below using the link in the video description. Now let's jump in here and look at this track. So we're going to be sidechaining the lead vocal and the main instrument in the track, the main kind of melodic instrument in the track, which is the piano. The piano takes up a lot of space in this track, and sometimes it can really overlap or obscure the vocal sometimes if it's contributing too much energy to the track. Before we dive into all the what, how, and the know-how of the sidechain compression, let me play the track for you here, the finished mix, and you can get an idea of what we're working with. So here's the track we're working with for this.
1, 2, 3, won't you look at me? 4, 5, 6, tell me when will you miss? 7, 8, 9, no, it ain't fine. 10, I can pretend. 1, 2, 3, won't you look at me?
So you can hear our piano takes up a lot of space inside the track. Let me hit play one more time, and I'm going to mute the piano, and you can really hear how much space opens up when the piano is gone.
1, 2, 3, won't you look at me? 4, 5, 6, tell me when will you miss? 7, 8, 9, no, it ain't fine. 10, I can.
It's a very full range instrument. It's a very powerful instrument, and it takes up a lot of space, both depth-wise, width-wise, and frequency-wise here. So what we're going to do is we're going to sidechain our piano with the vocal. So every time the vocal's going, there's just a little duck on the piano to give our vocal more room to breathe here. So I'm going to open up the piano here, and I'm going to stick a compressor right at the end of the chain here. Oh, excuse me. Drank too much water before I hit record. And all we're going to do, setting up sidechaining inside of Studio One, is really, really easy, especially with the new sidechain functions they have going on here. You used to have to create a send from the track into this compressor here, but now all we have to do is we can engage the sidechain function here right on the compressor we've added onto the piano, and then we're going to click this source button here, and we can come right up to the vocal we want to sidechain with, add a little check mark, and then if we come over to the lead vocal, we can see it created a sidechain send. So now what we're doing here is we're sending from the lead vocal into the piano on this compressor, just on this compressor. So we're not sending into the piano track, we're not sending into any of the other plugins here, just sending a signal from the lead vocal into this compressor here. So now this compressor is acting on the piano, but it's getting signal from our lead vocal here. I'm going to leave this as it is for the moment, and we're just going to start to pull this down here. And we're going to see how it reacts inside the track here. I'm going to hit play. We're going to start to slowly pull the threshold down.
1, 2, 3, won't you look at me? 4, 5, 6, tell me when will you miss? 7, 8, 9, no, it ain't fine. 10, I can pretend. 1, 2, 3, won't you look at me? 4, 5, 6, tell me when will you miss? 7, 8, 9, no, it ain't fine. 10, I can pretend.
You're starting to hear the effect a little bit there. As our vocal kicks in, we get this dB or 2 dB of reduction on the piano. It opens up a little bit more space inside the track for our lead vocal to sit. That's the power of sidechain compression inside of Studio One and really in any DAW, but this is how we're doing it inside of Studio One. Like I said, really, really easy. We click on our sidechain here, we engage it, and then all we have to do is click this little guy here and pick which source, and it's going to automatically create a send from that source into this compressor. We're going to tweak this a little bit here. I'm going to make the attack a little bit faster for the vocal, or for the piano, and I'm going to lengthen the release here. Let's take a listen now and see where we're sitting.
1, 2, 3, won't you look at me? 4, 5, 6, tell me what will you miss? 7, 8, 9, no, it ain't fine. 10, I can pretend. 1, 2, 3, won't you?
Now the vocal really sits in its own space. So every time the vocal kicks in now, it's activating the sidechain here, and we're compressing our piano by about 2, almost 3 dB now. So every time our vocal kicks in, our piano's taking a step back by about 2, maybe 3 dB, and it creates this opening, or this little gap that our lead vocal, is going to sit in. So it's not fighting with the piano, it's just pulling our piano, it's taking a step back for our lead vocal to shine through here. Listen one more time, and I'll A-B this compressor as we're going through, so you'll hear it with the sidechain, and then I'll take the sidechain off, and you can hear how they kind of sit with each other without the sidechain.
Look at me. 4, 5, 6, tell me what will you miss? 7, 8, 9, no, it ain't fine. 10, I can pretend. 1, 2, 3, won't you look at me? 4, 5, 6, tell me what will you miss? 7, 8, 9, no, it ain't fine.
Hear how there's suddenly more space for the vocal to sit in? Every time with this, we can engage the sidechain here, it's kicking our piano down just a couple dB to make more room for our vocal. Let me exaggerate it just so you can kind of hear what's going on.
1, 2, 3, won't you look at me? 4, 5, 6, tell me what will you miss? 7, 8, 9, no, it ain't fine. 10, I can pretend. 1, 2, 3, won't you look at me?
And that longer release we have on the end now makes for a smooth transition back into just the piano, back into any instrumental section. So whenever the vocal's not going, we have this smooth return back into those phrases. So our vocal kicks in, we pull our piano down, however many dB we want to reduce it with the compressor, and then our vocal stops. We have this nice, gentle return back up to normal volume on the piano. So it's not a cut and dry thing where a piano suddenly jumps down and then it suddenly jumps back up. It's a smooth entrance and a smooth return on each of these sections. So we create space for our vocal, and then we let our piano come back up. We could also do this on bass and kick drum. So you can see it kind of works really nice. When I delete that compressor, it automatically gets rid of the sidechain routing, which is a really nice function inside of Studio One. Let's do this with our bass guitar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sidechain our bass guitar with our kick drum. So I'm going to throw the same compressor here on our bass guitar, and all we're going to do, same way here. So I'm going to engage the sidechain function, We're going to click our sources button, scroll up, and we're going to send from our kick drum. So we've clicked our kick drum, we come over to our kick, we can see now there's a sidechain send here, sending full signal into the compressor on our bass guitar. So now every time our kick drum hits, it's just going to duck our bass guitar, and we're only going to do about a dB here. We're going to go for about the same settings. 15 millisecond attack and like 160 millisecond release usually works really well. It's a fast enough attack that we're not letting a transient pop through or anything like that, and it's a slow enough release that we have this smooth return on the back end. So let's pull our threshold down here and compress our bass guitar just a dB or so every time our kick drum hits.
4, 5, 6, tell me what will you miss? 7, 8, 9, no, it ain't fine. 10, I can pretend. 1, 2, 3, won't you look at me? 4, 5, 6, tell me what will you miss?
same way it was working with our vocal and our piano, it's working the same principles here. Every time our kick drum hits, it ducks our bass guitar by about a dB, 2 dB to create some clarity in our low end. We were creating space for our vocal by ducking our piano. Now we're creating clarity and focus in our bottom end. Every time our kick drum hits and it gets that burst of low end energy, we duck our bass guitar a little bit to make sure we're not overlapping all of these frequencies and overlapping these instruments in the bottom end. So creating clarity in the bottom end, same way we are creating clarity in the mix and creating space for our lead vocal. One more time here on our bass guitar.
1, 2, 3, won't you look at me? 4, 5, 6, tell me when will you miss? 7, 8, 9, no it ain't fine. 10, I can pretend. 1, 2, 3, won't you look at me?
Presonus Studio One has made sidechaining very, very simple and very, very intuitive. Every time we pull in this compressor here, the sidechain function is there and ready to go. All we have to do is click on it, click which source we want to send from, and boom, the source is there. We're ready to pull down this compressor and begin sidechaining. I hope that was helpful for you. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you're ready to take your mixes to the next level and really start dialing in your workflow as an audio engineer, then I have just the tool for you, and it is completely free. It is my 7-step mixing checklist, and you can download it below to start creating more professional mixes in less time. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.